Hi, Susan Specht Oram here. I want to talk about our dog Abby, our second rescue dog, and we got her from Texas. I wanted to apply for a dog named Jack. Jack looked very cute on Pet Finder, and he was an optimistic little puppy, had a nice little white bib on his chest, and he was looking out a car window with his ears flapping in the wind, smile on his face, as I said. And my husband was not ready to adopt a dog. Our other wonderful Beagle Mix rescue dog had passed away 6 months before, and Jerry just wasn't ready for a new dog, but I was. And we weren't going to travel, so why not rescue another dog? So finally, I found a dog named Abby in Texas from Throw a Dog a Bone rescue in Austin, Texas. And so they advertised this dog, Abby, as a Beagle mix. And nobody really wanted her, and she looked pretty darn pathetic in her photo. My husband said she looked like Dobby in the Harry Potter books. And so she just looked emaciated and, very sad and very skinny. And her nose looked immensely long. It just went on and on. So finally, Jerry said, okay, with a sigh, we'll get that dog. So I applied and we got her. And I promised never to ever surrender her. And so when she showed up, we picked her up in Marysville in Washington, north of Seattle. And the bus came a day early, I think. They were ahead of time. And so we went in the dark and picked her up at about 5:36 outside a Petco in a shopping mall. And so a gal came to the car because it was during the pandemic. And she was wearing this hazmat suit, I guess because of the dog fur. There were 3 volunteers who had come in the bus, the transport truck, semi-truck from Texas. And she said, "Who are you here for?" And I said out the open window, Abby, a Beagle Mix rescue dog. And she looked stricken. She looked down at her clipboard, and then she pressed her lips together and said, "I'll go get her." And maybe figuring that if I saw this dog that definitely was not a Beagle Mix rescue dog named Abby, that we would just take her into our hearts and our home and never backtrack. So sure enough, out came this emaciated dog. Her tail was between her legs, and she was not a happy camper, trembling in the car all the way down the freeway, I-5, and all the way to the island where we live on Fidalgo Island in the little town of Anacortes, which is just a heavenly little town of, I'm guessing it's around 20,000 people now. Small population, but you can get everything you want. So I took her out for her first walk, and she promptly laid down. I thought she couldn't walk at all. She laid down on the driveway and wouldn't budge. And then when I managed to coax her over to, a little grassy area, she wrapped the leash around a rhododendron and got stuck. And so this was not going well. But anyway, why am I telling you this? Oh, so she was not a Beagle Mix rescue dog, and she could not walk on a leash. But eventually her tail curled after about a month or two. And after she chewed on some towels, and she did not like our previous rescue dog Buddy's special rug that he sat on by the fireplace on. She really didn't like that, so she chewed it up and ate part of that braided rug. So that was kind of disgusting and disastrous when that came out. But to get back on track, thanks for listening, by the way, and I hope you'll subscribe to this channel for more interesting, I hope, stories and audiobooks. So eventually everything worked out, and she stopped jumping up onto the counter to lick the popcorn bowl when it was empty, and she stopped going out every hour or two during the night to do her business. And now we're all settled down and a nice little pack, and you can see from the photo here that she's a gorgeous little dog. All right, take care. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.